What is up, guys? It's your boy Fish Cactus, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, what's been going on in-game this week for Destiny 2? Well, not too much. The biggest thing by far, however, was the fact that we got the final floor within the deep dive activity. And once you are able to unlock this final floor, you can actually get exotic armor drops from playing this activity. I did do a full video on how to unlock it, some tips for farming all 3 levels, the extra objectives, all that stuff you may need to know. That is linked up above. But certainly just having a new activity that offers exotic drops as a reward is pretty exciting, especially because it's a very accessible activity. It has matchmaking, there's no champions, right? So a lot of players are probably going to find it worth their time to get in here and maybe get that juiced up exotic god roll, hopefully. But aside from that, really not too much. The thing hanging over this season is the fact that we should be getting a new exotic weapon at some point. And you know this because if you go into the collections tab in the kinetic section, we still have a hidden unknown weapon. And obviously, if that is in the collections tab for the season, it's coming sometime this season, but now we simply don't know when. But something else that's been happening this week is that the servers have completely crapped the bed. As you can see earlier today, the game had to be brought offline for emergency maintenance, and about an hour ago we're already encountering more issues. Unfortunately, this is becoming more and more prevalent as time goes on. The servers are just really not handling the state of the game right now. I don't know why all of a sudden it seems like they've gotten a lot worse after Lightfall, seemingly. I'm not entirely sure, this may just be anecdotal, but they're certainly not in a good state right now. Hopefully Bungie can prioritize some resources to getting these servers up and running, because it doesn't matter how good the game is if no one can play the darn game. But moving on from there to the brand new information within the TWAB, first of all, I guess it's not called the TWAB anymore. As you can see right here, due to the announcement of Bungie's new game Marathon, the term "this week at Bungie" is not entirely accurate because these articles are really only describing this week in Destiny, and that's what Bungie is now going to refer to these articles as, this week in Destiny, or TWID. So from TWAB to TWID. And to be perfectly honest, it makes sense, but I really don't think it's going to catch on. We've been calling it TWAB for the past decade, since before Destiny 1. It is baked into our brains at this point, and I don't think everyone's just going to suddenly start calling it TWID. And if you're making articles or videos like this one on these weekly updates, are you going to start calling it, TWID updates? How many people are going to be searching for TWID instead of still TWAB? So I think it's going to potentially create some confusion in terms of search algorithms, like what's going to come up if you search TWAB now? Old articles? Again, it's a little bit problematic. Here's the solution, Bungie. You just have This Week in Bungie, and you have a Destiny 2 tab and a Marathon tab. Problem solved, guys. Didn't really need to do anything other than that. Moving on from there, guys, something new is coming in terms of fashion. Bungie says fashion is the ultimate true endgame. Judging by the endgame content they've been adding recently, I guess they really believe that. Now, they do actually say that given Season of the Deep is all about the scariest floors of the sea, what they're going to do is you can express what Season of the Deep is all about with just 5 pieces of armor. Don your drippiest designs and try out the most combinations. And of course, you use the hashtag drown in the drip. That's actually a fantastic hashtag. And you have until June 15th to post your creations, post your fashion, and you can win this very exclusive emblem. But moving on from there, guys, Grandmaster Nightfalls are actually here extremely soon next Tuesday, June 13th. And again, this is a lot earlier than normal because we didn't have a level increase, right? If you reached the pinnacle cap last season, you're still at that pinnacle cap this season. So Bungie does say that although Grandmasters are coming on week 4 and you can earn exotics and adept weapons and everything next Tuesday, the Conqueror Gilding node is still planned on opening on week 7. So I don't think next Tuesday you're going to be able to go in and do like all of the different Nightfalls in one go. You're at the whim of the currently available Grandmaster Nightfall, and it's going to be everyone's favorite, the Light Blade Grandmaster. Definitely a pretty hardcore one. The weapon dropping is the Wendigo GL3, which, you know, has kind of really moved out of the meta considering the craftable grenade launcher from last season can get the same god roll of autoloading holster and explosive light, and in the following weeks, the new Nightfall weapons of the Loaded Question Fusion Rifle and the Braytech Osprey Rocket Launcher are going to be available. Definitely, the Loaded Question can get some phenomenal god rolls, and the Braytech Osprey Rocket Launcher is actually the only rocket launcher in the entire game that can get the Cluster Bomb perk in the left column. So that means you can use Cluster Bomb to improve the damage, and then something like Lasting Impression in the right column to improve the damage even more so. Does Lasting buff the Cluster Bomb explosions as well? How much damage you're actually going to get? Well, once I get the Adept God roll, I'll let you guys know. In any event, guys, moving on from there, Bungie says Supremacy enters the Relentless Rotator. So they say for those of you who got a taste of Supremacy during Guardian Games and wanted more, congratulations. Supremacy will be added to the Relentless Rotator in the Crucible starting next week. And then after that, with next Tuesday and the launch of Grandmaster Nightfalls, we're also getting a new update, 7.1.0.2. So here are some of the things that it's fixing that you definitely want to know about. So first of all, right now, if you go and get the quest for the Last Wish raid from Hawthorne and then you complete it, so you do an entire Last Wish raid and then you go hand it in, you actually get ×2 progress for your deep sights. So if you pick the Apex Predator rocket launcher like the red border from Hawthorne, you actually get a pattern progress and you get a red border that you can, dismantle for 2 of the pattern progresses, instantly. That is going to get fixed next week. So if you haven't done that, if you haven't done a Last Wish, do it this week to get that double progress. But in addition to that, guys, in terms of exotics, the Vesper of Radius as well as the Capri's Horn will be re-enabled. So they had some glitches. They're not usable right now. Next Tuesday they will be, and also the Sunbracers exotic gauntlets that have actually gotten really popular since the nerf of the Starfire protocols. Those actually aren't as good as they should be. They're not extending the duration of solar grenades. So that's going to be fixed next Tuesday as well. Again, I know a lot of people using the Sunbracers in their Warlock builds. Well, that's going to get literally better next Tuesday. And another fix you're going to want to know about is that certain grenades can go through barricades and wards of dawn. They're fixing that. And the collective obligation perk in PvP is getting a nerf. It's going to go down from 20% currently to 10%. Pretty interesting. And the new Mercurial Overreach competitive sniper, they're giving it a bigger reticle when scoping so it's easier to use. And so guys, there you have it. That is it for the important Destiny 2 news this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.